Reticular tissue. The main function of reticular tissue fibers is to form this soft internal skeleton that supports other types of cells such as leukocytes, mast cells, and macrophages. You're primarily going to find this tissue in lymph nodes, bone marrow, and spleen. We're going to look at several slides of reticular tissue because we have several here at the college. The first one we're going to look at using the 4x objective for a 40 times total magnification doesn't show us a whole lot. We can see that we are in some kind of lymphatic tissue, and if you look really closely you can see some branching fibers. Branching fibers are the best indicator of reticular tissue, but we're going to have to be at a higher magnification to really see this well. So let's go to the 10 objective. The 10 objective, now we can start seeing some branching fibers, but again we're going to focus into the 40, and at this point we can now see fibers that branch. These little cells, some of them are going to be lymphocytes. If you look very carefully, some of them may very well be mast cells, but it's really difficult to tell the difference. Okay, our next slide is a better quality slide here. We can see this looks like a lymph node. We can see these little follicle areas, and inside those would be a germinal center. We can see some fibers in there. This is with the 4x objective. When we increase magnification to the 10x objective, you can start seeing some branching fibers. Again, once we get to the 40x objective, the branches on the fibers become readily apparent, and you can see all the little cells mixed into the various branches of this reticular tissue. This is our last slide, and we can see that this is a little more spaced out. We're going to look up in here for our reticular fibers, and we can see at the 10x objective some branching, but we're going to have to get all the way up to the 40x, and there's a branching fiber. We can see some more branches there. We can see the lymphocytes very clearly in here, and we see some cells that might possibly be mast cells, but again it's almost impossible to differentiate these two types of cells in this tissue. This wraps up our discussion of reticular tissue.